YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is my first video in like 10 years, so bear with me, I'm a little rusty. Not that any of my other videos were good or anything, they're all just kind of an amalgamation of crap. Um, but welcome to my channel. This channel is going to focus a lot on art and creativity and witchcraft, like art witching basically. Um, So stick around. My first video is it's a spell for success because I want to be successful in this venture. And you can tell that I'm a little nervous, but it's okay. We're doing the thing, so we're good. Without further ado, I guess let's get into the painting.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start off with writing a sigil that I'm gonna paint over. This one is just one I made up. It's what did I say? I think I said like I believe in good things coming. I am gonna give a little bit of a lights flashing warning here. I'm still trying to figure out how to work my camera. I think I need to adjust the white balance because the colors are, you can see, very day glow and they are going to flash a little bit throughout this. I tried fixing it. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So we're just going to kind of deal with it for this video and pretend that we're just a bunch of bees making art for the bees because they're all like ultra violet day glow colors, but we'll get the point in the end. The medium that I'm using is Holbein acrylic gouache. And I'm using a number 6 Craftimo pencil, or not pencil, excuse me, paintbrush. I mainly use the 6 for most everything. There's a little bit at the end when I'm doing some of the line work that I'll switch to a 0. But for the most part, I'm using a 6. I really like the Holbein gouache. The acrylic gouache, it's really bright and vibrant and punchy and graphic, and it's just so delicious, and I just love it. This paper tends to, I'm using Archives watercolor paper, and it tends to suck up the paint quite a bit, so I do go through quite a bit of paint while I'm working. But that's okay. As we start building up the layers and stuff, it layers a little bit easier on top of each other. I guess I forgot to say my name in the intro. My name's Taylor. I'm 33 and I love YouTube. I've been watching YouTube since I was a kid, so why not make my own channel, you know? Nothing's stopping me. Oh, did a little jump cut here. That nice minty green color. I love the pink and the mint together. It's so fun. But yeah, my favorite color is green. Specifically, I do really like minty green, but just any shade of green is for me. I love, my walls are green and black. Yeah, I love it. Just anything that reminds me of nature. Let's see. As far as like my favorite movies and stuff, I really like The Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. Those are probably 2 of my favorite movies. I also really like Jurassic Park, specifically the part in the very, very beginning where the dude just screams shoot her at the dinosaur, and it like does a zoom in close up of his mouth. I just think that's so freaking funny, and I laugh every time, and I just absolutely love it. Let's see, as far as shows go, I really like animation. So I really like Adventure Time and Steven Universe and Gravity Falls. I've been rewatching Bee and Puppy Cat. If you haven't checked that out, it's on Netflix. It's really good. Let's see, I love animals. I worked with dogs for like 10 years. I was a dog groomer all throughout my 20s. I'm 33 now, but I was a dog groomer all throughout my 20s. It was fun, but it's a tough job, so be nice to your groomers, please. Yeah, I have 4 pets of my own. I have my own little doggy. He's not little. He's a pit bull Rottweiler mix, but he thinks he's little. He thinks he's a lap dog, and he is my joy. I also have a bunny. named Thorin, who we did call the Destroyer of Worlds because he will rearrange his whole cage because he doesn't like how I set it up, so he will just throw everything everywhere, and he's a funny guy. I also have 2 little geckos, Solstice and Sin. They're very, very cute. I had a scorpion, but she unfortunately passed away. Her name was Seance. I don't know if I said my dog's name, but my dog's named Cade. He's actually named after Cade 6 in Destiny. My partner picked out the name. So that's kind of a fun little thing. As far as like witchcraft and stuff goes, yeah, I've been a practitioner. I think I adopted the term witch when I was like 11. I used to make little books of shadows and stuff in the back of those diaries that you can get as kids that have like the lock on them. I used to have a little book of shadows in the back of a Spotty Dotty diary. So I think that's pretty just cute and fun. But I'm really into using art as a way to do my witchcraft. So you'll see here that I'm putting a lot of intention into this piece as far as like channeling the idea that like good things are coming, that I will be successful in my venture. And yeah, I guess it's kind of how I do spell work. I don't do a lot of traditional types of spells, but this is kind of how I do my own spell work. I do plan to consecrate this piece. It's sitting up on my altar now. So I am planning to like consecrate it and keep it up on my altar as a reminder that, you know, I want to be successful at this and I want to make art for people and let you guys experience my art and hopefully find some happiness in it because it makes me happy. I like my art. There's things about it, obviously, you're always learning, you're always getting better, so every piece is practice, but I do hope that I'll be able to get better and better as I, you know, keep going throughout the years. And it's cool to look back on your old art and see how far you've come and everything. My favorite medium to use is gouache. I like to use all different kinds of mediums. Like I like watercolor and acrylic, and I've been doing a little bit of oil painting. I also really like crayons. I use crayons in my grimoire a lot. Which I'm planning on showing you guys that in a future video, so stay tuned. I'm going back to school. I'm going for psychology with a plan to get my degree and become sort of like a therapist, but my idea is that I want to be able to offer like creative and magical counseling, kind of like in amalgamation with my YouTube channel and kind of future endeavors and stuff that I want to do. So yeah, I don't know, it just kind of came to me one night and I was like, hey, that's a cool idea. That would be really neat if I could pull it off. So yeah, I love this purple that I'm using. I think the color is called Pale Lilac. It's such a pretty color. This is, you know, a self-portrait of me, but obviously I've taken some artistic liberties because unfortunately I'm not this pretty purple color. I wish. And I don't have the different colored eyes. My eyes are just green. Let's see, what else? Oh, I really like to journal. I journal every single day. I have a magical journal. I have a mundane journal. I journal in my sketchbook, and just if anything stays still long enough, I'm gonna write on it. I have a lot of thoughts that buzz around in my head, so journaling's a way to help get them out. Speaking of which, I have a little journal prompt for you guys. It's, what does success look like to you? And how can I use creative magic to get there? So that was kind of a prompt that I used myself. And I kind of came up with this idea of, you know, trying to start YouTube and like get my art out there and see what people think. I think I make cool stuff, but I'm a little biased. Let's see. I'm a big reader. I like books a lot. My favorite books are the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I also really like Scorpio Races by her. And currently I'm reading the From Blood and Ash series, and I really like that. It's been really good. Just really anything that's like fantasy or like magical realism. I really enjoy. Every once in a while I'll get caught up in a little romance book, but for the most part I like fantasy. I like high fantasy too. Like I love Lord of the Rings, and I grew up reading Harry Potter, but of course we don't speak of that anymore. But yeah, I have a lot of cool ideas for videos coming up. I thought it'd be cool to do some like grimoire with me's, like take a peek into my magical book and do some craft alongs in that. I thought could be really cool. I'm painting a birdhouse. I thought that might be kind of fun for you guys to see. Let's see, I want to make some oracle cards. I want to pretty much just put paint on everything. I think my next video is going to be a sketchbook tour. So nothing too crazy, but yeah. You might notice that I have right and left tattooed on my thumbs. That's a fairly new addition to my tattoos. And I gotta say, I absolutely adore it. They've come in handy already so much. Like I got them kind of as a joke, but they're so practical. It's the most practical tattoo that I have. Yeah, so here I am just kind of filling in the flat colors. I didn't edit too much out because, I edited where I was like mixing paint and dilly-dallying, but I didn't edit too much of my process out. Apparently except for here. Because I like seeing artists like full processes. So I kept a lot of, what I'm doing in. Here's where the colors start to get really wonky. If anyone knows how I can fix this, please let me know. I think part of the problem is I had on my camera, I had the white set to auto balance or auto adjust. And I think it's just trying to figure out between everything, these like day glow colors and the white background. And I don't know, as soon as I put this blue on, the colors just start really kind of jumping around and being crazy. So yeah, a little cringy, but it's my first video and we got to learn, and I can either delete it and, never upload it and never make a video, or I can, done is better than perfect, as my therapist says. So I'd rather upload the video and hopefully one of you guys will kind of know what it is that I did wrong, and I can fix it in the future and get you guys some better quality videos, is my hope. I don't use a lot of black in my work, even though I'm very like alternative-y in real life and I wear a lot of black. I don't paint with a lot of black. I paint with really bright colors. I don't exactly know why I do that. I just like to, I guess. So here I'm painting my black hair blue. Which is fun. I've had blue in my hair before, so it's not that off. Trying to paint my little white spot in my hair was interesting. I don't know how well it reads in the portrait, but I wanted to keep it fairly close to me. I got a little bit lazy with doing this portrait, and I just did it as a floating head because I didn't want to have to draw in and paint in all my tattoos. And I wanted to do just something kind of quick while I'm kind of learning how to do videos. So that's why it's just a floating head in space. But yeah, let's see. Some of my favorite animals, I really like goats for whatever reason. Goats are one of my favorite animals. Along with I love unicorns and velociraptors. Dragons are cool. Armadillos are really cool. Yeah. I don't know. People make talking seem so easy when I'm watching other videos, and then you get to talking and you're like, what do I have to talk about for 40 minutes as I'm painting away in the hair? This is all double time. I'm the slowest painter ever. I feel like it takes me 5 ever to paint anything. But that's okay, you know. We all get stuff done in our own time. But still, I am jealous because I'll see some people like draw and paint and they can just like whip stuff out. And I am not one of those artists. It takes me a long time. This whole process took me like 3 hours. And I edited it down and sped it up so it wouldn't be quite so obnoxious. But yeah, I also plan on doing like an altar tour at some point. I want to paint and craft more things for my altar, but it'd be kind of cool maybe to show you what we're working with, and then we can do like craft alongs and make some magical tools and things like that. Would be really cool. I recently just made this cute little house guardian that I'll have to show you guys in a future video. I'm pretty proud of it. It's just like I used a empty, like, not a can, bottle, that's the word, oh my gosh, and just paper mache'd over it and painted it up and made just a little guy. And that's, you know, we all just like making little guys at the end of the day. That's kind of all art is just making little guys. So I'm still painting away on the hair here. I wish I could have sped this part up more, but I'm just using iMovie. I don't really know. I'd like to get a better editing software, but I don't really know what to use. So if you got any recommendations for good editing software, let me know, because that might help with my color situation too. I also don't have a microphone. I'm literally just using my iPad to make and record this. So you can probably tell the quality's not great. But we got to start somewhere, right? And it's okay. We can't compare ourselves to people that have been doing this for years and years. And, you know, it's a first video, so it's going to be a little hectic. Gosh, those colors. Like I said, though, very attractive for bees. Oh, here I am. The camera jumped a little bit because I had to charge it up. My battery died. So this was after dinner. I came back and started painting again. That's something else I really like to do, is I really like to cook. We eat a lot of good food in my house. Yeah, we're not having anything crazy tonight, but we do cook out quite a bit. I prefer cooking to going out to restaurants and stuff. Like we'll order out if I'm feeling super lazy, but for the most part we just make food at home and it's good. Me and my partner both are pretty good cooks, so we eat well. That being said, I am on a bit of a weight loss journey because I like to cook and I like to eat, but it's interesting because I'm learning about macros and stuff, and I'm actually eating more but losing weight. So it's kind of funny how that all works. You know, I always thought if you wanted to lose weight you had to eat less, but turns out you just have to eat throughout the day instead of all at once. I mean, I think all at once probably works for some people, but it does not work for me. My body does not like it. So here I'm going in with some shadows, which helped my color situation a bit, for a little bit at least. But yeah, I love going over the shadows. You probably noticed too while I was painting the skin color that I get really like technical with like my paintings. I paint around my line work so I don't lose the sketch underneath the gouache, because I use pretty thick layers of gouache. I don't water it down like a lot of artists do. Not that there's not a right or a wrong way to do anything. I mean, I know that there's like technically right ways to do stuff, but don't listen to everything art school says, because it will just kill art for you. I went to art school right after high school, and it killed my creativity, and I didn't paint for like 2 years or something crazy afterwards. So my advice, don't go to art school. Especially, you know, we have so many resources now with YouTube, and I haven't ever tried Skillshare, but I've watched enough ads on it to know that there's probably some really good information on like Skillshare and things like that. Where it's just, I don't know. I mean, maybe they teach some practical stuff, and obviously if you are dying to go to art school, like, don't let some person on the internet stop you. But for me, it just was not the vibe. Yeah. It took a really long time to heal my burnout from it. But, you know, you live and you learn, and we're here now, so, you know, it worked out in the end. It's kind of funny, the art school that I went to isn't even around anymore, and it was like crazy expensive to go to. Ugh. So that was a whole ordeal, but it's fine. We're fine. Here I'm just putting in a little bit of highlights. They don't show up super well on camera, but I used a little bit of a cream yellow in with that pale lilac to just add a little bit of warmth to an otherwise pretty cold image. But yeah, I'm loving these. I recently just got these Craft Mo paintbrushes. They're the Audra Eclair line. She's my favorite artist by far. I have a lot of favorite artists, but I absolutely adore everything she does. So I had to splurge and get her paintbrush set. And I'm really liking them. I was using Winsor & Newton paintbrushes beforehand, and they were good too. I liked them a lot for gouache and watercolor, but I don't know, these Craft Mo ones they're pretty good quality. So still experimenting with them, but I'm liking them a lot. But yeah, I think as far as, you know, the magic goes, I'm planning on doing kind of like a little ceremony with this piece, and I'm going to consecrate it. I really want to try to mix Florida water in with my water. I don't know if it would affect the paint or not. Leave a comment down below if you've ever done that. Because, you know, it's like a perfume. So I think it at least make my work smell good, but I don't know if it would mess with the paint or not is the problem. So I'd have to run a couple tests before I committed to making a whole big piece with it. A little highlight in the lip. But yeah, so we're kind of starting to get towards the end here. I still got to do the line art. Oh, I guess I still got to do the shading in the hair too. Up here we go with the color jumping again. It's so bad. But yeah, let me know, like, how do you guys use art in your magic? And I'm always looking for inspiration for that. I want to make a painting here soon. We're looking at buying a house. So I want to make a painting to kind of help with that. I don't know 100% what it would be yet, but something to get the magical juices flowing. I'm not crazy about how I do hair. I think it's my weak point as an artist. I need to practice. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to hair because I don't want to like define every strand, you know. I don't want it to be overly defined because I kind of have this cartoony style. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about how I paint and how I draw it now. So we're going to have to play around with that. But that's okay because it gives me something to work on. And some goals, some art goals. Maybe we can have a hair drawing video or something together. I don't know how interesting it would be to watch me do studies, though. It'd probably be pretty boring. I don't know, but I guess I would like to. I like watching people do like studies of things, so I guess to each their own. I'm going in with a misty blue hair. I really like this color for eyes and stuff. You know, that was something that I learned in art school. They were always like, don't use colors right from the tube. But like, so many colors right from the tube are so pretty. If pretty, why not allowed to use? Like, I do mix a lot of colors when I'm highlighting and shading and stuff, but a lot of my like base colors are just colors right from the tube because I like them. So art school's just gonna have to get over it. There was always so many rules and like some rules are practical, sure, but I don't know. I think rules are made to be broken. But that's just my opinion. Little eyebrow details here. Let's see. I don't know any more like stuff about me. I think I told you guys everything I do. Oh, I crochet. That's another thing that I do. I'm making a cardigan right now. It's my first wearable that I've ever made. And I've actually been working on it for the last like year. I just do like, you know, a couple granny squares a week. And I'm gonna need like, oh geez, I think I'm gonna need like over 100 to do the cardigan that I want to do. And so far I've made like 60 something. So we got a long way to do on that. But I started off crocheting by making little guys. I actually made I made a really cute May from Night in the Woods. That's my favorite video game. And yeah, I crocheted her up and she turned out really cute. So I'll have to show you guys that in a future video as well. Let's see, I'm not a huge gamer. My partner's more of the gamer than me, but I do like my cozy games. I like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, and like I said, Night in the Woods is my absolute favorite. I love this part of the painting process, putting in the lines. Once I have all the colors down, I feel like everything just pops and just the painting just comes to life. This is when I switched to that 0. And again, I'm the slowest painter ever because this is sped up. This is all double speed. And I'm just taking my sweet time. I like the little heart eye that I gave myself though. Because we're grateful. And we're grateful, you know, if anyone actually watches this video and sticks around, you know, that's cool as heck. So we can't be too upset about it. I like to draw little whooshes, for want of a better word, over the eyes like that. I know that that's not technically how eyes work, but I just think it looks cool. A lot of my art is just, what do I think looks cool? I really like to draw like these like demon fairy girls. So that's why my self-portrait is kind of modeled after that, and she has little horns because it's kind of an homage to how I paint. I should probably show you guys some of my old art. Maybe in my next video, when I do my sketchbook tour, I'll show you guys some of my other art so you guys can kind of get a feel for the vibe. I paint a lot of boobs though, and I don't know how much YouTube's gonna like that. But, you know, it's just, I always get frustrated when places like social media and stuff flags your art for nudity, because, like, it's all natural. You know, the human body is art, so why can't I paint it as such? I like doing a lot of gesture drawings and figure drawings, so that is probably my favorite thing to do. Then I really like drawing monsters. I draw a lot of monsters in my sketchbook, but I don't do a lot of monsters for, like, finished pieces. Should do more of those. But yeah, just kind of doing my thing, outlining, taking 500 years. Talking for this long is a little tough, but I'm sure I'll get better at it as videos progress. God, my old videos, I never took down the videos that I made when I was like 23. They're terrible. I guess go back and watch them if you want to laugh, but they're very embarrassing. But I also, like, I don't want to delete them because I don't have them saved anywhere. So I suppose I could download them and save them and then delete them, but might as well be a little bit embarrassed. It's probably good for me. This is kind of funny. I start painting this eye, and then I forget to put the eyelashes in until a little bit later. Usually I wait a little bit longer in between layers and stuff, but I was very conscious of how much battery life I had on my camera, so I was trying to paint kind of quick. There is one part, I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but there is one part where I do kind of smudge by the ear. But I just go back in the end and paint over it, and it's no big deal. You can't even tell, so. That's the thing that's nice about gouache, is it's very forgiving. Like, I find that it's very forgiving, at least. If you make a mistake, you just wait for it to dry, and then you can just paint right over it. I want to get better at watercolor. I used to be really into watercolor when I was younger, and I kind of fell off of it because I like the bright opacity of the gouache. But I like the looseness of watercolor, so I think it'd be kind of fun to experiment with that. It'd also be fun to do some plein air painting. I've seen a lot of artists get really into that lately. And that could be kind of a fun thing to do when you take your paints on the road and paint like nature scenes and stuff. I don't really have a good setup for plein air painting though, but I could figure it out. I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out. Here I'm going back in with the 6 to do some of the, oh, I got paint on me. That's where I messed up. But here I'm going back in with the 6 to do some thicker lines. You can see by the ear where I kind of smudged, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm going back in to finish those eyelashes. But yeah, I like the way, I'll use the 0 for the smaller details, but I like the way that the thicker lines look when it comes to like the majority of the outline. And the 6 is nice because you can kind of get like finer lines and kind of bolder lines. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, just depending on the pressure that you put on it. We're rewatching The Office right now, if anyone's an Office fan out there. Some of it doesn't hold up so good, but you know, nostalgia. What can I say? I am but a millennial. Again, I'm not crazy about how I do hair, but I gotta play around with it more. In my sketchbook, I just make a shape and then color it in all black. And then usually when I paint, my girls have white hair. And it makes it a little bit easier to shade and stuff. So having the shade with like a color and highlight and stuff was a little difficult for me, but you know, we're here. We're doing the things. Whatchamacallit. Who are some of your guys' favorite YouTubers? That'd be kind of cool. Always on the lookout for new channels to watch. I really like, obviously I watch a lot of art channels. I watch a lot of witch channels. I like a lot of cozy channels too, like the girly pops that do just cozy videos. I don't know. Love to watch someone make some tea and read a book. Heck yeah, because that's all I want to be doing. That's probably what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. We're starting to wind down here. We're getting a little bit towards the end. Ugh, I'm so awkward. I'm not that awkward in real life, but apparently put me in front of a camera and I just am so awkward. Did you guys see my bug eyes? I was looking at myself in the intro. I was looking at myself in the, like, oh, what do you call it? Like, display screen. And apparently that's not where I was supposed to be looking. So I just have, like, total bug eyes. Same thing happens a little bit at the end, but not as bad. I could have refilmed it, I suppose, but oh, and here we are with the final reveal. So I'll leave you guys here and we'll head to the outro.
So yeah, that's her, me, all done. I like how she turned out. I gotta play with the colors because she's a little funky looking on camera, but I suppose I'll learn as I make more videos how to do everything. But leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see from me. I have a lot of really cool stuff planned. So stick around, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.